I would just say build a better deck.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Oh, good for you.
You shall not pass!
Wah, wah, wah.
Ooh, welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Man, the Urza's for Life is like going full force before the cast even starts. I think we have some things to talk about that that RoboCop posted today in the Discord that makes Urza's Saga even better. Mr. Saffron Olive from MTG Goldfish broke down why Urza's Saga is so good now. Well, it's already good.
They did a slight rule change with sagas because of the new Final Fantasy set that we'll talk about. I agree, Chris. Boobs for life over Urza's for life.
Well,
Absolutely.
okay, I can agree with that. But if we add Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, somewhere in there, that's down the line now. Now it's not even on the same page. Like Yavimaya is just.
I don't know about that. I mean, okay.
Urza's
Saga
it just gets better
a
and
big
better.
upgrade to become decent.
I don't know why I just Santa laughed, but I did.
It's like the card basically before it was gone in 3 turns. Now it gets to stay around, and it's like, yeah, that's good when it can stay around.
Yeah.
But you're not able to sacrifice it to go and get your one measly little.
Well, if you could find a way to instantly interact with that, because it doesn't.
How many cards do you need to make this good?
No, it's already
like
good.
This is the potato argument where you're like, potatoes aren't good. And I'm like, Urza Saga's not good. And then you're like, yeah, but if you eat Parmesan, or if you add butter and pepper and salt and then bacon bits, and then it's edible. And that's what it feels like right now, where you're like, but Urza Saga's good if you add all of these other cards.
So, compared to Yavimaya, it is one of the best cards out there, and you know it. Now it's gotten so much better. So just in case people don't know what he's saying, is like
to make Urza Saga good, you have to play a tier 4 card.
I agree. No, it's not even. But no. So what changed really quick with it is before, if any sagas got their counters removed, they automatically get sacrificed, or if they lost the chapter text, they get sacrificed. Now they can stick around, and in we could probably link the video of Saffron breaking it down, but basically what it is if Urza's is out at level,
layer rule.
Yeah, it's a layer rule. So if Urza's is out and you're at level 2 of Urza's, and then you play a Blood Moon, what it does is it turns into a mountain, but then the level 2 stays there. The level 1 and level 2 actually stay there. Well, it's now a mountain, whatever. And so, but it doesn't get any more counters. It can't continue to get counters. It's just now a mountain that can tap for 2 and make a construct. So it just got even better. Like, it's freaking amazing. Like, I don't know. That card it just keeps getting better. And that's why there's like a
niche. Like
a big,
we'll likely never see it.
I won't ever do it. Like, that's not what I'm talking about, but it's more things. Like, the thing is Yavimaya, the sets don't come out and go, oh, Yavimaya just got better, like all the time.
Because it's always top tier. No. It is amazing all the time.
Like your Urzas, we get 1-drop artifacts or 0-drop artifacts. I'm like, well, there's another thing for Urzas. Oh, there's another. Like if they're staples and all that, like they're just fantastic. So yeah, it's just this little icing on the cake, or a cherry on the cherry on top on the ice cream on the cake.
I mean, it makes Urza Saga playable. That's great.
How many times?
Good for you guys.
Without doing staple versus Lowery, how many decks do you actually have Urzas in? Because if you were doing staple versus, you would say 0 or somehow say negative. But what is the actual number that Urzas is in?
That's a good idea. At least -2.
I know you have it in a lot of decks. You play it in a lot of decks. I play it
like 3 or 4.
I play it in a lot of decks.
It could be in all 20 of my decks, and it's in 3 or 4.
Yeah, well,
and then Yavimaya is in every green deck I have.
You know what I have to say to that, Lau? You know what I have to say?
I would just say build a better deck.
Oh, Tad got the all right, $20 donation. All right, he's in.
Tad's in.
Speaking of that, I'll just do that really quick promotion there. We do have the Scrubland raffle up, so Tad just entered in there, so $20 there. So every dollar that you donate goes to getting your name in there once. There's a total of, once we hit 325, we will put all the names on the wheel, spin it, and one lucky person will win that Scrubland. So we are up to $80 at this point. And when we hit that 325, we will do a double shot of Malort. Not at the same time. We'll do 2 shots. Sorry. Lowery, you perked up there for a second. Like, double shot?
What?
Double shot? I dealt with Malort again this weekend because Tad, when we did Guys Weekend, bought a bottle of Malort and left it at the cabin and said, you know, when you have newcomers or whatever, that's the Malort thing you got to do. And so had one of my volleyball gals and her husband and son come up, and we christened it with Malort shots. So that was it was that first one. Again, when we take it on here, the first one's bad, but it's really that second one that gets you. And so I'm really glad that we didn't do the second one. We only did the one because they thought it was terrible there. I was like, just wait until you take 2. But yeah, so
no.
What are we doing on this podcast tonight? What are we or today or whenever people are listening to this?
Final Fantasy's fully out. We're gonna do Fave 5 cards, Fave 5 Legends, and we're gonna. It's essentially a set review, but we're not going to talk about every card by any means.
Yeah.
So
should we go back to our early days and go through every single card in a set?
3-hour Throne of Eldraine with special guest number 2.
Oh man, that was brutal.
We got done with that and we're like, never again.
We're not doing this again. We've tweaked and done it, and this way I like it because, you know, we both don't know what each other's are. We can poke fun or steal the other ones, and I like this Fave 5 still. So we both don't know what each other's cards are, and so we'll start. What do you think? We start with Commanders and then move on to let's do Commanders first and then cards second.
Yep. I agree.
We also have the finals of the theme song tournament that we have to name the winner of that.
Do we want to do that right now?
Yeah, we might as well. Let's get that going. Okay, so I don't want you to see it there. Okay, so I do want to. Oh, I have to switch it so you can actually see card preview. I do want to go through how both of our finalists got there and who they took down to get there. So in the finals, both
of ours. You mean just yours, right?
Yes, but my picks here. So the finals is The Simpsons versus Fresh Prince. So this is best TV theme songs.
Both legit.
Yeah,
both legit.
Simpsons was a number 4 overall pick, and what it went through to get there was Fraggle Rock in round 1. And it won easily there. Then it went Full House round 2. It won easily there. Then it took down Family Guy with actually its closest, not the closest overall, but that was the closest by that point. And then Simpsons went against Friends, and it only won by 56% of the votes. So that was a close one. And then the last one actually is Simpsons went against Pokemon. Took down Pokemon to reach the finals. Now, the other side of it was Fresh Prince was a number 6 overall pick. Fresh Prince's journey started with the Jetsons. Easily took that down.
Easy.
Then it went against Inspector Gadget. Took that one down not as easy as Jetsons, but at 74%. Then Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Scooby-Doo was a closer one, but it beat your Scooby-Doo down to 64%. Then it went against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was the 3rd overall pick, and it beat that with 61% of the votes. And then last but not least, it went against South Park and won with 64% of the vote. So its closest battle was Ninja Turtles. Okay, that being said, Simpsons against Fresh Prince.
Honestly, the only tough one between even those 4 is TMNT.
Yeah, that was the hardest one by far. Yeah, I think if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would have been on the other side, like maybe it would have made it. You know what I'm saying? Made it to the finals potentially.
I think Reading Rainbow fucked some shit up in killing Batman and something else.
Yeah. Well, and then the Muppet Show basically had 3 weeks in a row ties that needed 1 votes or higher seeding to move on. So
that was crazy.
Yeah, I think isn't that how it lost, was because it wasn't the higher seed. Yeah, 50, it totally was. Yeah, so that's crazy. Okay, so that being said, we have Simpsons against Fresh Prince. Where do you think this one ended up? What is the best TV theme song show of all time, according to this?
Okay, I think Fresh Prince is a better song, but I do think Simpsons won.
This one's pretty close. 58% of the votes.
Okay,
and it goes to West Philadelphia, born and raised. Yeah, Fresh Prince takes it down with 58% of the vote. I'm actually surprised. Wow. I thought the same thing. I was like, Simpsons is probably finally going to take down Fresh Prince. It had a nice run going there. But yeah, it takes it down. So thank you guys for voting on that. Again, like we mentioned last week, we realized TV shows is not our genre, I guess. So we'll get more votes when we go back to Magic.
36 of you, thank you.
I mean, it's a portion of voting.
I guess that 6 of those votes is Tad.
Yeah,
and maybe number 2. Like,
I did not vote on these actually. The last, like the Elite 8, I stopped voting just to let everybody else kind of do it. And when I was voting, I was splitting my votes because I do have a couple of YouTube accounts, so I'll be like, all right, we're gonna vote for this one, just kind of get in the count in there, and then I won't lie. There are some where I was like, no, this one has to win, so I voted for it, and I think those are the weeks that it lost, because I was really trying to push it. But yeah, so
good.
All right, let's get out of that. I guess we do the tags really quick. Oh
yeah,
I want to hear you went to some concerts last night, or a concert last night. How did that go?
Yeah. It was great. It was a really fun time. I went to, it was A Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus, and they were playing at the XL Energy Center in Minneapolis or St. Paul.
Ooh.
But it was fantastic. It was a ton of fun. I was invited midday on a whim from somebody who couldn't make it, and then but. Friend of the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tyson. Tyson invited you to go. Yeah,
his name. So, but it was. I was like, man, I remember really enjoying A Perfect Circle, but I haven't listened to him in easily a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that the lead singer was, the same guy as Tool. I really like Tool. I was like, okay, all this stuff should really work. I don't know who Pussifer is, and I don't really know Primus. I know Primus did the South Park song. That's about it. And they did not play that, but they were really, really enjoyable. They were surprisingly fun, just because they're really, I don't know, they got their own style. But A Perfect Circle was amazing. It was so fun, just surprise remembering a ton of songs and going, oh shit, that's right, this one. And
was there a lot of video stuff too, on the? Because I know Tool likes to do that kind of thing.
No, yeah, there was multiple warnings before the show.
No.
No
Sorry,
phones.
I meant video as in on their. They like to do video, visuals of behind them. Tool a lot of times. Remember when we went and saw Tool together?
They had a light show.
We were on the side, but the screen had a bunch of shit going on. We couldn't see it because we were at the side of the where our location was. It was pretty shitty.
I guess they did, because we were basically right under the screen. There was 2 screens on each side, and colors and different shots of videos melding together and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't something that I was watching.
You were just watching the bands.
But yeah,
it was more. You mentioned on the Discord and us talking beforehand. It was kind of like almost like a jam band thing where they basically there was no stopping besides a couple of like intermission things, but other than that, it wasn't like
there was just the one intermission at the 2 hour mark, and I mean it was so much fun of where, like all 3 drummers the drum sets. There's 3 of them for each band, one each band, up top level, and then in some songs. All 3 of them are going at the same time, but different beats, and it's all working together. And sometimes all the singers were going on some of the songs. It was really powerful. It was really, really good. I couldn't say anything negative.
Would you say it was probably one of? I think you were saying it on the Discord, but one of the better concerts you've seen? Like,
I mean, I don't go to a lot of concerts. Like,
I mean,
I am not.
It says something if you're
not know what I'm talking about. Tyson goes to a lot, and he really enjoyed it as well, and that's why he's seen them multiple times. So that's why he was going. But, I mean, last time I went to a concert was Tool with you.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID. So I am not a live band person, but it was. I had just had a ton of fun. I was super impressed.
That's awesome.
It's gonna get me listening to A Perfect Circle again, and just like same thing that Tool did to me, like going through and just starting to listen to it again and be like, man, that was good stuff. That was good stuff.
That's awesome.
You forget when you're listening to VeggieTales a lot. And
when are they touring? Because that's when you.
When are they touring? Because we need to.
I Bukaki's out here. Tool sucks.
Get out of here, Alex.
And speaking of Alex, you got to play some games with him one-on-one stuff this weekend too. So you got a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, it was actually social this weekend. It was kind of weird. I was like, "Wife, take care of the kids."
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, don't tell her to send that, please.
I'm gonna cut that up, and then I'm gonna just send a voicemail chat to her or text message.
Please don't.
But yeah, so you thanks for the invite, fuckers. No, I'm just kidding. I was out of town.
Oh, and the other thing is I didn't know Pussifer, and I didn't realize that. Oh, I already said this. Same singer, like they're basically all the same band, just different between Tool, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle, just different bandmates. I just did not know that. And
that's awesome
because I hadn't heard any Pussifer.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just feel like I'm saying the word Pussifer at this point.
I think you like that name a little bit too much there, buddy. Don't stand up at this point. You might have a Topanga going on.
I was telling Kirsten when she got home today, I was like, oh yeah, this and Pussifer, and Lowery was just kind of playing, and then he stopped when I kept on saying Pussifer. He's like sitting on the couch looking at me.
It's like, why are you?
I think he's trying to figure out if it's a bad word or not.
I'm sure he's heard the other version, and so he's like, why is dad openly saying that naughty word?
I started going like the P man.
That's fantastic. Well, that's awesome.
Go back playing.
Yeah, I want to do some more concert stuff, but it always ends up being for me for concerts is who's playing with Foo Fighters. Like that's when I go to concerts at this point.
Sure.
So yeah,
I mean that Foo Fighter concert we went to a decade plus ago was really, really fun too.
Yep, that was when Lowery the bouncer saved the day. So that was keeping those damn kids off of me because I was gonna start swinging and get my ass kicked by a bunch of kids. All right. Yeah, I didn't do anything. We were just working on getting the cabin ready for summer stuff. So the summer rush. So it actually worked out when we were there. We got a booking of people coming. They're like, can we come on Sunday instead of Monday? I was like, shit. Yeah, I guess we got to get it filled as much as possible. So yeah, we got everything up and running. Added from I know you saw it on Discord, but Tetherball freaking added that, and dude, it's perfect. A lot taller. Whatever I ordered, the thing is like 15,
look a lot taller than mine.
15 feet tall. Like this sucker's huge. Or it's probably not 15. It's probably 10. But it was crazy. And then I had to do concrete. I think yours was a push in the ground, right?
It was a screw in the ground.
Yeah. So I did a concrete just to make it easy to move around, and then.
Were you gonna put that in the winter?
I'll just leave it.
Or just de-string it.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
Yeah, you could tip it, and then it has a a carabiner that you just unhook it. So, but I mean, even just having it up, any downtime, the boys would just go down there and start wailing on it. And then I played Drake in the first one, and I just start swinging it like Napoleon Dynamite. And he's just, I had it aired up way too much, and it hurt when it hit you in the head or whatever. Like, so I had to take some air out of that sucker.
Oh, maybe that's what I needed to do.
Yeah, it hurt. Drake was, he kept punching it. The dude started crying like 5 or 6 times, and then so the people we brought up there, Ange, she was like, does he like cry a lot? I was like, I think he's overly tired and being very dramatic right now. Like everything, he was just like, like, but yeah. So that was awesome. It was great. I'm glad that you posted that on Discord, because I was like, that's a perfect thing for the cabin because it's easy, and you know, if you're just bored sitting there, you go and wail on that. So we played a lot of games like Beersby, Can Jam. Finally, I've had Spike Ball for 4 years now. And
Spike Ball's cool.
I never played it. Like, it ever was just like, well, this doesn't.
That's the one into the like trampoline.
Yeah, the little
one?
net
All right.
thing. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Like, we lost to the girls every time, but we kicked their ass in Beersby, so it kind of evened out. But yeah, it was pretty fun. So, all right, we're at 20 minutes. Let's get to this. Really quick, just gonna do the quick tags. You guys can support the CommanderSmiths by becoming a patron. $1 gets you in the Discord. That's really our only like social medias at this point. We might get some other ones later, but if you want to be able to chat with us besides on YouTube, that is another way, the free way to do it. But if you want to directly chat with us and get an actual conversation going without, you know, YouTube, it's when we're on or whatever. Discord's the way to go. $1 gets you in there. $5 gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The proxies for this month that are going to be dropping here in the next day or so, I'll be posting those. But one of them is like this one, the Last March of the Ents. So this is just a little modified version of the Lord of the Rings one. We have those go out each month, and $5 or more gets it so you can get proxies. If you move up in the tiers, you can get foil proxies there. Everything you guys put towards us goes right back into the show. So thank you guys all for the support that are doing it, and thank you guys that have been doing it for years and years. There's a lot, we have some people that have been doing it for a long ass time. But yeah, that's the best way to support us. The other way is you guys can jump on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you've clicked this video to watch it, might as well click that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that as well. You can also check out our merch store, which is actually on my eBay account, and that is linked below in either the YouTube channel that you're watching now, or if you're listening, it is also linked there. You can get these Yeti mugs. Lowery, you have your red one there. That's going to be a red one, not the orange one. So it's like Lowery's there. These are straight up Yetis, 22 ounces. So you can fit a big ass beer, which I'm going to be refilling mine. So I fit this whole thing in there and I still have room. We also have metal tokens on there. And like I mentioned last week, we might be looking into the hats like this at some point down the road. Like I mentioned, we have that raffle going, so I don't need to mention that again. If you need to direct message us and you're not a part of the Discord, you can email us at commandersmiths@gmail.com. So, all right, let's get to it. Lau is Final Fantasy, and I'm so glad Ibukaki's on here because he's going to hear us butcher some names again like we did for the Secret Lair and for the Commander deck. It's going to be fantastic. So this is Fave 5 style. We both don't know each other's cards. We're just picking ones that we like. I know the thumbnail is a little bit of, clickbaity where it's like says, these are the best. This is really, when we're talking about commanders, this is what we would want to build. It doesn't mean they're the best. This is all, it's your preference. Right. And so there's some that I skipped that I'm like, well, I don't want to build that because I already have a deck like that. Or there's some that I might have put on there that I'm like, well, maybe this is an upgrade for my commander. So it's what our preference is. So don't take it.
I am hoping that we flipped, because my top two, I'm like, I do this kind of a lot. You kind of do too. And I'm like, I want this because you do it all the time. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but we'll get to it.
Oh. And I might have done. Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with, I think when we get to the Fave 5 cards, those might be a little bit more on the good cards side of things, but we'll see when we get there. Again, it's all Fave 5 style. It's what we like. Doesn't mean that we're right or we're wrong. We also it leaves an opportunity for us to hear what you guys want to build and what you guys think is the best cards in this set. There is a shit ton of legendaries in this set, so I didn't do it, but that might have. Normally we don't do our favorite cards in the set as legendary, but this might be one of those times where that happens because there's just so many cards that are legendary.
I also personally stayed away from the commander deck since we did its own segment on that, even though there are multiple there that I would want to build as well.
That is a good point. I did as well, unless you end up taking all the ones that I have. Then they're my backup. They're my emergency. And we'll probably throw out some honorable mentions of ones that are on our list after we get done with it. So I think we're going to start with the commanders. Lowery, do I want you to start? I think
give it up. Is there one you really want to do?
I think because I won that tournament, even though the next time I'm going to get a pick, I get to go first.
Fair enough.
I'm going to pick one because I feel like you're going to pick it only because of what you've been posting on Discord for our spec segment of things.
You're gonna take that?
Yeah, I am.
That wasn't gonna be my first overall. Is that what you plan on building?
I think so because I had it.
Son of a gun.
So I'm going. Is it a coke? Is it a choke? How do you even say? I almost said chode.
Is it a choke?
Is it a coke?
I don't know. You're the one doing it, huh? I'm not gonna help you.
Chococo.
It's not.
The choco.
You want like a hot choco?
A choco seeker of paradise. So this was on your list. I feel good that I took it. It is on your list, Larry.
I have 20 cards to pick from. I'm not worried about it. I'm just mad that this was going to be the one that I didn't actually want to. But okay.
All right.
Just let the guy that builds one deck per set get what he wants instead of the guy that gets 3 or 4.
Thank you, Larry. 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue for a legendary bird. And it is a 3/5. Number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. Whenever a land you control enters, Choco. I think that's it. Choco gets 1+0 until end of turn. So it's a great landfall deck, man. I mean, this is a fantastic land. It's not a bird deck. I wouldn't do the.
That's a bird deck.
I mean, you don't really need to do bird.
Wait, you're gonna build this and not have it be a bird deck?
Sorry. Let me take that back.
You're not building this anymore. I'm sorry.
You're taking it away from me. No, I'm saying you get birds out, obviously, but what I'm saying is like, it doesn't have to be like bird tribal necessarily. I mean, it can. It could do shapeshifters or whatever. I guess that ends up being
just wasting a deck. I think we might end up building this deck.
But yeah, I wanted to pick this one first because I knew you were going to take it, but I like the landfall. I was going to more focus on the landfall side of things. Get a lot of birds out. Yes, I'll get birds out there one way or another, but I won't just make all, like when I do tribal, a lot of times it's like everything that is a creature in the deck is that type, you know, and this might not be that necessary. There might be more a 50-50 of landfall mixed with birds, you know. That's kind of where I'm going with that. What do you How would you build this one, Lowery?
Bird tribal. You never get to play birds. I want to play the cards that I don't get to play with.
There's not a lot of good ones. I mean, I got Birds of Paradise will be in there for sure. Yeah, gotcha. That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's it. That's it. I disagree, but that's fine.
That was that was a good find on that land, by the way. You should kind of mention that on the
Seaside Haven.
Yeah,
you can pay a white and a blue, sack a bird to draw a card on the land. It's from Onslaught. That's a great one. You got a Myria Angel, Landfall.
I didn't even realize that this one was like existed because it's birds. You know, you don't deal with birds very often.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want it to be a bird deck, is because you're going to play a bunch of birds. You do what you want, though.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's so many birds in the set that's what's going to go in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily like normally when I get like a new commander or a tribal commander, it's pulling all these old things like you just mentioned, that land. But this set has so many birds that feed into this deck that I don't think I need to pull much old stuff. It's going to be all the new stuff because all the new birds have that landfall trigger on them. So you're getting that 1+0 with the landfall. Yeah. So they just fit perfectly in this deck. And some of those are in the commander deck too, or in the commander. Some of the cards are in there. So so I think this one will be fun. we'll see if this is the first one. If I build this one first, or if I let you take it from me, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, Lau, what is your first?
I'm not gonna build anything anyway.
Yeah, right.
That sucks.
Oh shit. All right, what is your first one?
Okay, I'm gonna go with one that your style is more this, or just like you've built multiple of this style of deck.
Son of a bitch.
But I'm gonna go Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier.
Okay, maybe that isn't. Okay.
So this is, I think, the second most expensive card in the set. I probably won't build it because of that. Like, I'm not gonna pay $40-$50 for this damn thing.
This one?
Yeah, the one on the right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, sack a creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain a life. And if it's the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, transform it. And then I don't have the backside. And so the backside is a 5/5 flyer. As the creature transforms into Sephiroth, 1 winged angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain a life. And then whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards.
That's pretty crazy.
And so where I'm saying this is something that you do, it's very much like Teysa, Slimefoot. God, there's I want to say there's at least one more deck where you've had it built. What's that?
Where I'm sacking, you're saying?
Yeah, sacrificing, having, and just kind of dinking and dunking on people.
Like the Eldrazi Scions. You're talking about Mazarek, my old Mazarek deck.
Yeah, Mazarek is there too. Yeah. So like, it's definitely feels much more your style, and I just want to get in before you say I'm going to do something like this again.
I'm not doing this one. That wasn't on my list. And it's
again,
mono black.
It's a goddamn around $50 card. I'm going to avoid it until it drops, and I think it will drop dramatically. Other than Sephiroth is Sephiroth. There's a lot of people that like them, and so it might. But as a card, it's really cool. But again, when you're only targeting an opponent instead of everybody's taking a hit, it's a lot slower of a command.
Yep.
So it might be solid in other formats as well. But I do think this is a cool card. I like sacrificing creatures. Might be a graveyard deck. Oh, that could be. I like that idea. All right.
You're gonna I want you to almost build this, because then you get out of your comfort zone in two ways. One, that you don't do this very often, but 2, it's a monocolor deck. You don't do monocolor very often.
You're right. I wish there was white there. The 2 ways that I'm thinking right now is having like creatures that die that produce something else. Very much like, it's that happens. And then also I was just thinking like the grave crawler type cards, reassembling skeleton, and
keep
just have
creatures
that you can pay abilities to have them. If they're in the yard, bring them back, and then you can sacrifice them again, and having those kind of things happen. And that probably is more the way that I would want to go. It's just have a stack of cards that come back for cheap or free, and have them sacrificed over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm going to say with talking about this being mono black, when looking at all the legendaries in this set, I have been tainted in that when it's monocolor now, I'm like, almost skip it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost like, I'll read it really quick and I'm like, unless it catches my eye with something. Like, I think I might have skipped, it was mono black, so I kind of moved on from it really quick.
And I wish this was white as well.
Yeah.
Like black and white.
Yeah. And now you've gotten me too, where I'm at 3 colors. Like 3 colors is that's my gravy spot right there. 2 is, I still like 2 a lot. Like I have a few of these on here that are 2. So I dig this one. This one for me would go in the Teysa deck, so that's where that for me, totally I go 99. So I did not realize it was 50, so that's kind of crazy.
It's a bit spendy in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Let's see, what do I want to go with? I don't think you'll pick that. But I feel like, because you were saying this is what I like to do, and I feel like I have to do this because it is my style. Do you know where I'm going with this?
You didn't even write it in the chat. Alex put in the Discord, as soon as Adam couldn't pronounce Choco, I fucking bounced. So angry.
I do it for you, Alex. All right. And here comes another one. I'm gonna do this. I know you wouldn't pick this one, but it's gonna I'm gonna have a theme going here. I'm gonna have too many of these decks, but this one seems really fun, and I don't know why I want to do this one. But it's Hope Estheum. Hope Estheum. Thank you.
Why? You can't even read.
Maybe you're right.
But it's 1 white and 1 blue for a human wizard 2/2 as lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards where X is the amount of life you've gained. So can I get 4 life or milled decks? Yes, I can, because I will do it with this. Because this just seems so... I guess where I put this one is like almost like a new player type of thing. I would do Pillow Fort because you're gaining so much life. It feels like you're doing Pillow Fort because you only do it on your turn. It's not the end of every end step. It's only your end step. So you just need to gain a shit ton of life either by spells or by lifelink creatures, and then everybody's milled. I love that. If it was only doing target opponent, I would hate this one. But the fact that it mills everybody, I love it. And so I kind of want to build it only for the fact that I have built so many mill. And Nick Bundy would love it because I build so many mill, but they've gotten better with mill, and this one seems fun. And I have my will and my will deck, which is a life gain, but this would be different. You know, that's a completely different kind of life gain. This one's more for the mill part. And I probably
Will
wouldn't
could
even
go in here. That could go in Will.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to decide where.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably, you're probably right, but I'd probably skip on putting Will in just so I wouldn't have too much overlap with it. But I may even not put mill cards in here and just focus on the life gain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just go straight life gain with it and just let the mill happen on its own. You know, that's almost like a secondary thing.
This feels very much like Fenix, where you're defending yourself and
then tap.
While you're milling everybody.
Yeah.
And so I like that angle, especially for mill, since you're kind of like just playing a different game, not caring about life or damage, and really you don't have to worry about the combat stuff. You just chilling, making sure you don't die, and eventually you're going to get everybody.
And that's the thing about mill.
I dig it.
That's one of the big drawbacks with mill is as soon as you do that first like mill, you become the target and your life matters. You know, I mean, your life always
you're like
matters.
a little mini game.
Yeah, it totally is, because I'm trying to mill, and then if I die, then my whatever I did doesn't really matter anymore, you know, because I did no damage. But this is different. Like I can gain my life, protect myself by doing that, and so I think this one could be a lot of fun. So this one might be I feel like I have to, because I have so many mill decks at this point to do it again. So, but this one will be a different style. So, Lowery, what is your second commander that you'd like to build?
Okay, now that I can't choose the bird deck,
so it's going to be
the one that
number
I
2.
Probably want to build the most. Kefka, Kefka.
Oh no, which one?
Court Mage.
Fucker. Yeah, I like that one. That's one I wanted.
You can't claim 3.
Yes, I can. Claim them all. No, this one seems so fun. This one's damn it.
Really cool.
I didn't think you would do this one because it's so different. Like the front side and the back side. Okay, go ahead.
You calling me basic right there?
No. I'm just saying, like, there's so much.
It's so different.
Well, no.
You choose the same.
No, it's different. Like the front is doing different than what the back is doing completely. Like it's two different.
Yeah.
Two different styles. So yeah, go ahead.
2 colorless, blue, black, red, 4/5 human wizard. Whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way, and that in itself is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that, like, discard can be really brutal, so you got to make sure that that's kind of likely the only kind of discard that you got going on in there, or else it really can make a game unfun.
Yeah.
But then you can pay 8. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice, and then you transform Kefka, activate only as a sorcery. And the backside is a 5/7 flyer. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards.
It seems crazy. So that's
it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And that's an avatar, a wizard.
I guess how I was thinking you would do it is more like would you do life loss spells, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so that you're hitting everybody losing life so you can draw a crap ton of cards once you get to, 8 is a lot. That's the hard part. 8 to flip it,
right.
But
right.
Once it's flipped, this could be a lot of fun.
Okay, so here's it's a weird amalgamation in my head right now, as in like having some discard effects. So like waste not, making sure that you're benefiting off them discarding. But again, like I said, you don't want people to run out of cards because that sucks for a game.
Yeah.
And so like having like Howling Mind type cards in there to make sure that people are keeping their hands going. But then also having cards in there like there's the enchantment out there that's like whenever they cast a spell, discard a card, or they take 5 damage or lose 5 life or whatever. And then
isn't that like oppression or something like that? That black card?
It's Painful Quandary.
That's it.
One.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
And so I probably wouldn't want to do oppression, but so just like have kind of similar effects there. And that's just kind of what's going on in my head.
Right.
So.
That's why I'm saying that it's so different. Like the front side of the card is not feeding into the back side of the card.
Yeah.
They aren't working together. So it's two different kind of things that are going on, And the other part of it is, well, the cool thing is it does have an ETB effect, but then also on the attack. So there's no evasion with it. So you just got to make sure that it's not dying with your attack. And the 8 is a lot, that's a lot to.
The 8 is a lot.
Yeah. So, but I think this one's cool. I did like this. I guess I should have thought of that you were going to potentially pick this one as one of those.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
But
it's cool.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. What is that one? I feel like that one could be fun. Let's pull that one up. I just love that we're trying to read all of these. And mind you, Lowery and I did play Final Fantasy VII, and then I realized I did have the Game Boy game, so I did play that. I believe that was like Final Fantasy V or something like that. So I played.
Yeah, but they don't say like real words. They don't say them, so you can't hear them. They force you to read, and clearly that is not.
This kid can't even read, so
right. The Game Boy is going.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
So my next one is Golbez Crystal Collector. 1 blue, 1 black for a human wizard. 1/4. Whenever an artifact you control enters, so it doesn't even have to be a cast trigger. It's just an ETB trigger. You surveil 1. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more artifacts, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Then, if you control 8 or more artifacts, each opponent loses life equal to that card's power. So in my head, this is a mix of either you're in blue and black, so you're not getting a lot of treasures necessarily. There's a lot of treasure stuff, but you're not getting those colors that give you that generate the treasures a lot. But what you do is you play a lot of artifacts, one draw, mana rocks, and all that. Try to get your artifacts up there, but then you have to have a way that you're milling besides the surveil. My thought is self-mill a little bit in this. Get cards into your graveyard so that you can pull one of the big fatties out of there and deal that much, or each opponent loses that life when you have the 8 artifacts. Mm-hmm. If you're focused enough with your deck to have enough artifacts, 8 is going to be very easy to get. Now it's making a little more tough. Like I said, it's not in the red. It's not in green. It's not in white, getting your Smothering Tithe, but there's still enough.
Black and blue can get there.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's still enough out there. Over the years, we've been adding a lot of treasures in there. Not even necessarily treasures. You can do the maps. You can do the clues. There's a lot for blue with clues.
Food.
Yeah, food is terrible, but it's gotten better. But I think this one could be a lot of fun. And I think what I would do is it'd be a lot of big fatties that are in the graveyard and a lot of. I don't do self mill, but again, I'm doing mill again. Maybe I'll do 2 mill things. Self mill myself a little bit so I get some options of pulling it out.
I think this could be a good looting deck. That was the first thing in my mind, was just like the Merfolk looters and just draw a discard.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of bonus there.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's a good angle. I like that angle because then you're also adding blockers and whatever for that, and really not focused on your attacking. You're more sitting back and trying to do that because it's not. It's just at the end of your turn, right? At the beginning of your end step. So it's nothing you need to tap to do. It's just see if you have 8 things that are artifacts out there, and then boom, bring something back from your graveyard to your end. And it's also giving you a card, so you're bringing that back, and you could potentially cast that if you want. But really, you're trying to get everybody to lose a lot of life. So lots of front butts on this, not big butts, trying to hit with the power, because it's not on the CMC of the card, it's on the card's the creature's power. So I think this one could be fun, and it's only a 2-drop, so this will be easy to recast.
I'm going to be honest. I missed this one and Hope. Your last 2, I was like, I didn't even see these.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So good picks for sure.
Oh, thank you. All right. What is your next one there, Lau? Well, the thing is, you said you missed it. There's 300 legendary creatures, it feels like. So, literally. Yeah, it's just so many.
Was it a character in the game? It's a legend.
Exactly.
Fucking A. Okay, I'm going to go Y'shtola Rule. Y, SHTOLA.
You said Y'shtola right. I did hear other people pronounce that one. That I know that one is
really?
Right. Yeah, I did it.
Got lucky.
So, another monocolor? What are you doing here?
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, that's
all right. 6 mana, so it's 4 colorless, 2 blue, 3/5 cat druid. At the beginning of your end step, exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your owner's control. And then if it's the first end step, you get a second end step. So you get to blink another creature. You get to, it feels like an end step
doubler. Yeah.
And I mean, you probably want some ETBs in there as well so that you're blinking stuff, but I haven't even gone through. I'm curious in my mind, like, what are end step triggers that you can double up on? And I think that would be really fun. Again, I wish it was at least one more color.
Right, not just the. All right, you're going to be your monocolor decks is what you're going to do this round.
We'll see. We'll see what I'm spending money on and how much. Because again, I think a lot of these prices are super inflated right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm going to be gone for a lot of July.
So hopefully by the time you get back, things come down a little bit.
Right. That's kind of my plan at this point.
Yeah, I dig this one. Shoot. What do I want to do next? So I have something that I like that isn't necessarily going to be the commander, but it's going to be a 99. And I'm going to do it because it's one of the most popular ones and one of the most expensive ones. So I'm going to have to wait on this one as well.
I was hoping somebody would talk about this one.
Yeah, let me get that right so I don't have to scroll down. Is it OR? Yeah. Come on, Ornithopter. No, not Thopter. Not Thopter. It's my there. Okay. Vivi or I don't how do you say that other word?
Ornishier?
She can't even read.
Ornishier? Vivi is what us fantasy football or fantasy football Final Fantasy players like to call him. It's Vivi, good old Vivi. There's 1 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red for a wizard. You're a wizard. Harry is 0/3. You can tap 0, add X mana of any combination of blue or red, where X is its power. Activate only during your turn and only once each turn. But whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on Vivi, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So I just built my Elsa deck. It fits in those colors, so this is going to be in that deck for sure. But they added so much in this set of non-creature spell doing damage, mass damage, and this one's like the best one out of the whole bunch. And I think, what is this one running for price at this
60?
Point? 90. It's at Jesus. 90 on what is that one even? Whatever. That's just a regular version. So it's really high at this point, but it's really good. I mean, you cast 1 creature spell or non-creature spell, it gets a bump. It deals 1 damage. Now it's already giving you 1 mana. You cast another one, now you get 2. It's just. This is just ridiculous. It's such a good card.
This is an insane card for sure. Yeah. I wanted somebody. It was going to be my 5th pick if we didn't talk about it.
That's what I was like. It's a 99 for me, but it could easily be a commander.
I'm not going to pay $90 for Okay, hold on. What is a $90 card that would be in the 99 that you're okay with? Like that you were talking about, like, is this as good as Shieldred?
That's what I was about to say. Is Shieldred
like that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And that's crazy in my mind, but it probably is. It's one of the best ramp cards in red and blue.
Yeah.
It pings everybody. It gets big as it's going, and it's only 3 GD mana. Like, it's good.
Yeah. This one's Robocop is saying
it's
that
definitely a CEDH card.
Yeah.
Like, if you're building this in a casual group, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, probably calm down.
That's why
it's still fantastic.
I hope I think
we're safe in the 99.
Yeah.
Like we're thinking, but I think if we build this, it goes infinite with Quicksilver Elemental, like infinite mana with that in play.
Oh.
It's a lot. They could have calmed it down in a lot of different ways, and they chose not to. You know, like it could have been an instant or sorcery spell, or restrict what you can use your mana for instead of any goddamn thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's
what red and blue normally does.
Right.
Like,
I was half expecting it had to be an instant or sorcery spell, you know, and then I was like,
or it's reducing the mana for a spell, the next spell, or like it's crazy, and it just gets bigger as it goes along.
Yeah. So I somehow have to get my hands on this so I can make a proxy, because I have multiple decks that this would fit in for the 99. You know,
and this is the one that I was like. Sephiroth was the one that I said was yours, and Vivi was the one that I said we both would do this.
Okay, that's the one.
And I think we both agree that this is perfect in my Niv Mizzet deck. It could be good in my any Calamax deck that I build. It's so good in Calamax.
Yeah.
Like,
What? Calamax is good?
Right.
Silly.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people talking about this one. They're all right. It's all correct. They're not all right. They're all correct. They're all assholes, but they're good. It's a good card.
Yeah, we just need this to drop a little bit as these get out. So we'll see how prices get there.
Hopefully.
But, all right, your fourth. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, this will be your fourth one. Yeah, 2 more. I got to figure out what my last one's going to be.
I got to figure out what my fourth one is. Let's see here. It could be that. Give me a second.
Yep, no problem. I'm just trying to think. I think I know what my
I'm
last
gonna
one's
go another
gonna be.
mono-colored one.
Son of a bitch! It better not be mine, because that's my
It's going
last
to be,
one.
I think.
No, it better not.
Matoya.
Nope. Okay.
Archon Elder.
Okay, we're good. All right, what is it?
Okay. All right.
Matoya.
2 in a blue. Matoya.
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 Toya. Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I saw you mention it, but
Yeah,
I
like that
agree
one.
with you. But whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card.
Why can't
So
this be
this-
5 colors? Why it to be 5
But
colors?
again, I wish it was
Hey, what's up, Scott?
at least one other color so we could pair the surveil and tempo with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a huge fan of not having a second color. He's got but it's cool. We both agreed when the Commander Legends Sphinx that just cared about scrying.
Yeah, that was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so this seems much more playable. This seems much more it adds in surveil. I like it. I'm much more tempted to play this
In the 99.
in the 99 or even build it.
Oh.
Again, the lack of a second color is hurting it when it comes to me wanting to build it. But it feels much more like a 99 card than that Sphinx, being 6 mana, only scrying.
Yeah.
So
No Savant today because it's just too many cards. Next week, I believe we
many
will have
cards.
Savant back because it's just we're at an hour at this point, Scott, and we still have 10 more.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's where I'm at.
No, I dig it. You are all about monocolors in this set. I see where this is going. So you're stepping out of your comfort zone. I will also go with a monocolor for my last pick. But it also, I think this one's going to be more so on the 99 side of things. But I think this one could be really fun. But it's Tifa Lockhart. 1 colorless, 1 green for a human monk. 1/2. has trample, and whenever a land you control enters, double its power until end of turn. So again, like you were just saying, I wish she was multiple colors instead of just two, or just the green, but you could
making it harder to cast
and then
would make it better.
Making it harder to cast in another color, you're saying?
Yeah, if it was a green and a red or a green
right.
and a white, like, yeah, I'm playing this card.
So it'll fit in all your landfall decks, but this one you're gonna have to work at to try to get it to go off. But man, you could really, you could do a mix of getting you can use fetches. You still can use all those fetches in this. You got your 5 regular fetches. And all that stuff, so you can double, get all the landfall stuff to get her big. But what I would also do is make it more of a Voltron where you're pumping her before you do your landfall stuff.
Calm down, Jesus.
She is pretty nice to look at. Like it.
It's a cartoon, man.
She kind of looks like Laura Croft in a little bit there.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I think this one could be fun. I don't think I will build her solo as a commander, but I think in the 99, I definitely will fit her in there. And that Cococho, Chococo, she'll definitely be in that deck.
my problem with this ends up being like, I can see myself playing it as like the commander to just like be a huge beater, but I don't want it in the 99 because
Boots
I
for
generally
life.
want my
Boots
cards
for
in the
life.
99 to do something. And so this feels very generic, as in put all the lands into play that you can possibly, and there's plenty of decks that are doing that can do more interesting things.
Right. This is a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
If she's your commander, it's like, what else are you doing besides? besides
Boots for
pumping.
life. All right, yeah,
and
I
then
see.
pumping her, and I'll pump her.
I see. We got more votes right now than in the tournament for music.
So, but I mean, you could just do a lot of like giant growths, and then we have that one that's in this set that one drops where it pumps her, or Ranker already gets her trample, or she already has trample, so
She does have trample, yeah.
so that doesn't really matter. But you know what I'm saying? You could really start pumping her front.
You saying this on purpose?
I just meant her.
Yeah, because pumping behind doesn't matter.
Well, because when we deal with walls, it's back. You get the back side, so we're doing the front. You pump the front, get her big.
I'm blushing. All right.
I am not blushing. I am laughing, and I've been drinking beer. Oh, stupid. All right, but yeah, I think she's. If you have a landfall deck, which your landfall deck is probably has green in it, she should be in that deck. So. That's where I'm at with that. All right, that's my last one. Lowery, what is your last commander or potential 99 that you would like to build? Swords, yeah, swords would work with that. That's a good point there, Scott. Putting swords on her. She gets pumped front and back.
Yourself. Okay, you know what?
Lowery's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, this is my last pick. I know you don't care about this kind of stuff. It's not going to be Cloud. Cloud's cool, but it's just I already have an equipment deck.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Kuja?
Whoa,
K-U-J-A?
what was that? What about your Kuja?
Kuja?
What is it?
K-U-J-A?
You got Kucha out of that?
No.
You said Kucha. I want to touch your Kucha.
Kuja? You're right. My J does the one on the right there.
All right.
2 and a black and a red for a 3/4 human mutant wizard. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then if you control 4 or more wizards, transform Kuja.
Oh, sorry. Let me
transform it.
Yep, sorry. There we go.
And then if a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or a player, it deals double that damage instead. It's a 4/6 avatar wizard. So it's like doubling damage for black, red wizards. You've at least made 3 of those little things that are dealing damage because it is also a wizard.
Yeah.
And so if you have 4 more, flip it.
Yep.
So the question is, I think it's a kind of a wizard kindred deck, but also you want as many as these little like BVs as possible.
Oh, you remembered his name. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cool card. It feels very much like I feel like there's a cartoon character from the 80s.
I know.
That's very much like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't picture that either. Final Fantasy.
Is it Thundercats?
No, there's something that has the little ghost eye thingies and the hat and everything. Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, but
I can't remember that one.
Maybe it's Final Fantasy is what we're thinking.
Maybe.
The only thing I would say, I wish that it gave you the choice. Like, then if you had 4 more wizards, you may transform, because I would love to build it up. Yeah, build it up before it transformed. But I dig this one too. It did cross my mind on this one.
Okay.
I like
but
it.
Yeah, there's a ton of like legends out there. There's going to be a lot of new decks being built. Hopefully everybody enjoys what they're going to build, because there's a lot of options out there.
Do you have any honorable mentions at all that you're close to?
I think that's about it for me. The only other one that I would have talked about is Cloud.
Okay.
Is that on your list at all? Cloud's pretty cool, because it's basically
which Cloud?
As long as Cloud is equipped, an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time.
Oh,
so it's basically double triggering equipment when they trigger.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So again, it's a mono white, but it's cheap to come down. 2 white for a 2/1. It's a pretty cool card, but it's a 99 to me.
Yeah. I did the what do I have? I have Sephiroth Fallen Hero, which is the modified creatures when he attacks. Oh, no, attacks. On your attack, when you move to your attack phase, put a whatever counter on a creature, and then all your modified creatures become 7/5s. I was like, is there a way that I could make that, make a bunch of little creatures and just put a 1/1 counter on all of them, and then boom, flip them over to 7, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
easily putting counters out with X spells. You know, there's the X where it's put X/1/1 knights out or whatever. Like, doing that kind of thing, I thought would be kind of an interesting idea.
That's cool.
And then the only other one, well, then there was the mutant one, which I want to pull that one up just because I wrote a note to myself, but I don't remember what that was. It's Genova, I believe is the name. Oh yeah. So it's at the beginning of combat, and a turn, put a 1/1 counter equal to her power on another target creature. It becomes a mutant, and then whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. So I was like, that's kind of cool, but would you really build around that is my only problem with it. You know, it doesn't have.
Yeah, there's not a lot of mutants.
How do you
we got
win?
stuff from Fallout.
We'll get more when we have Spider-Man. All that stuff's gonna have mutants.
That's true. Yeah,
So
I think
Marvel's
there's
gonna
probably
bring
just going to be more options in the future to build that kind of. Like, I would bet you that Ravnica has some mutants, like with Simic. But then after that, there isn't a whole ton.
None of the
mutants.
mutate stuff from Ikoria had that, did it? They weren't mutants.
No, I don't think so.
I think they
a
were
lot of them.
regular
It was
creatures.
a beast heavy with dragons or dinosaurs, lizards, stuff like that. So I'm sure there are some mutants in there, but
the last one I want to say is I did specifically put 99 next to it. I thought this one was interesting. I just want to pull it up. Mogul, I believe
the one that gives.
Oh shit! I put the comma on the wrong spot.
Moogs.
Moogs, is that what it is?
Moogle.
Ah! Stop doing the spaces. All right, comma M-O, or no, it's M-U. Thinking.
Orko.
Did I spell
From
it?
Oh, it's a He-Man thing. All right, Masters of the Universe. That's totally right. Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Oh shit! There's a lot of.
It's got like Moo.
It's like, what did I say?
It's M-O-O.
Is it M-O-O? I thought it was M-U-O. Is it M-O-O?
It's M-O-O.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it is.
M-O-G.
So
Is this one?
Yeah. The thing that I like this. So what it is one white, a red, and white. Or I said one color is a red and a white. Sorry, I said it wrong. Moogle Warrior. It's a 1/2 lifelink, and then it says at the beginning of your end step. This is the part. One word I want them to change, and I would have totally picked this one, but it says beginning or end step, each player may discard. If it forced them to discard, every player to discard, I would love this much more, because what I see happening is then it goes, each player who discarded a card this way draws a card. If it was a creature that was discarded, you get a 1/2 Moogle with lifelink. If the non-creature was was discarded this way, put a 1/1 counter on each Moogle. If it was forcing them, everybody, including yourself, to discard and draw, this will be so much better, because then you don't, because I see what's going to happen in the game. I'm going to be the only one discarding. I'm going to be making one Moogle or adding a 1/1 counter to all of them. So it's just like, I already know how this game's going to be, so I don't really want to build this.
Totally agree.
But yeah, if they would change it to a force, if they would have done it that way, then I would have loved this one a lot more. So that was
I can see it be as in like its own trigger as a May, but then whenever an opponent discards a card, things happen as well.
Right. Yep, that would be nice. But all right, since I started with the commanders, why don't you get us started with the Fave 5 cards from the set? So both of us have decided not to have legendary, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I think I got most of what I wanted.
All right.
I am super psyched about this card.
All right, what is it?
Nibelheim Aflame.
I did not have that one. What is it?
Nibel.
Nibel.
Yeah.
I did this one cross the radar. I'll say that.
2 colorless red sorcery. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If the spell was cast from your graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards.
So it's flashback.
I really like this effect.
Flashback of 7.
It feels very much like Chandra's Ignition.
Yeah.
It's not hitting your opponents, unfortunately. Yeah. But if that creature has Death Touch, it's killing everything. If it has Lifelink, you're gaining a shit ton of life. So you're just controlling how that is. It is a little bit cheaper. It has that flashback ability. So if you just have the biggest creature on the board, you kind of have a rat that's going to leave your creature behind. I like it. I like Chandra's Ignition. I like a lot of different. There's not a lot of different variations on it. But this is one of them, and I like it.
No, I dig this one a lot. This was
Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
would love this. Galax.
Calamax, Bueller.
Calamax one.
Bueller. Yeah, no, I like. I still think I like Chandra's better, because that's a game winner a lot of times when I have that in decks. I'm putting this so that I have a Voltron to kill all the players, or at least get them way down. But the benefit of this one does have that, if you're casting, you're playing it for 7 for the flashback, you're probably low on cards in your hand. It's really late game, so refilling your hand with 4 cards is pretty nice. So I do like that, and being able to do the ability twice. So I dig it. I'm gonna get one out of the way. You got in a battle with the Discord, and I'm gonna jump with the Discord on this one. So I'm sorry, Lowery. I wanted to help you out here, but it's the crystals. I'm just picking all the crystals pretty much at this point. We'll just start with the Earth Crystal. Of course, there's better ones. Crystal. Better ones than others, but like the green one is by far the best. Like what it's doing, all your token decks will put this in. Like anything that you're putting 1/1 counters, not tokens, 1/1 counters on stuff, you're wanting this in those decks. So this is like an auto include. It's gonna reduce the casting costs. It's gonna give you 1/1 counters. You get to put twice that many 1/1 counters. So it's not just doing, a lot of times we've been doing like the Ozolith stuff where it's like put an additional 1/1, not the Ozolith, the other one, the one that's from Strixhaven, where we get a lot of times where it's just like, if you would put a 1/1 counter on it, add an additional one. This is doing the twice that many, which is really nice when you are adding, 5 counters instead of, like, if you have a spell that says, here, put 5 counters on one creature. Some of those other ones are just do a 6, total of 6. This is going to do 10. And then it also has, that's a lot, but it's 6, distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control, which really you're putting 4 1/1 counters for 6 mana. So this does a lot. All of them are pretty decent. The blue one feels more niche for me. I like it because it's mill. So the mill seems really nice. The black one is nice because it feels like that one's when an opponent's creature dies, it gets exiled instead, and you gain 2 life. So it's kind of nice there. Should I pull them all up just to kind of show those off, or?
Nobody wants to see him.
You're such a douche.
You're too busy. Okay,
the fire one. The fire one is the haste.
I agree that I do like the earth crystal one here. I didn't even read over them just because I, in general, don't like them. I don't like the 6 mana ability to tap. It's fairly weak in my opinion. And then also the green spell, reducing the cost by 1. Again, I want that at 2. And it still feels like it's only going to be going in 1 and 2 color decks. Like, I wouldn't want to put this in my Shalai and Halar deck, but I probably still would because the doubling of counters is really good.
Yeah.
Right? That part is legit, but it feels like I'm not using the top half for the most part. Like, I'm not putting it in a deck for that reason. And then that 6 mana ability is something that I'm doing because I'm not doing anything else.
Right.
Like so I would say the middle ability isn't good enough for what's going on, I don't want it in the deck. But also I did compare it to, it feels like the thing from Ixalan that shuts down everything. It's 6 mana and it has like, it's an artifact.
Yeah.
And it's I don't remember what it's called. But Planeswalker abilities can't be happening. Your creatures all get +1/+1. Spells are reduced by 1 for you. Draw an extra card. Like, it does a bunch of little shit that I don't really want at 6 mana.
Yeah.
And it's a $20 card. So obviously I'm wrong in this, and that's okay. It's just not something that I plan on playing with. And I just
I'll tell you this.
It's tough for me if I'm only using a third of the card.
The green one I will for sure play. The blue,
and again, I can see that. I'll probably never play the blue one.
I'll play the blue one.
Right.
I'll play it in this set as well because I'm going to build another
Does the
mill.
blue one only affect your opponents, or can that affect you as well?
Let's pull
I
it
guess
up.
that might tempt me a little bit more if, like, I crab myself and instead of 3 I get 7. That'd be good. I would maybe think about that a little bit more.
Let's check the water crystal out. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many plus 4 instead. That's kind of crazy, actually. +4. And then each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand for its 6 ability.
Right. I think it kind of depends on what is going on there. I guess we're just going to talk about these damn crystals, aren't we?
Yep. We're going to pull up the black one now.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
They're like the mill part. Like, if you're doing big mill stuff, I don't know if I care about this. But if you are doing, like, whenever you draw a card, everybody mills a card, then that becomes really good. Like, every time they mill a card, they're milling 5 actually. Like, ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
So
that'll add up quick.
I'll admit the water crystal one, the blue one, is more specific. That's why it's further down on the list for expense wise. Like, the black one and the green one they're right next to each other in price wise. Black one is if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. So if you're doing mass removal board wipes, you're going to gain a shit ton of life. And then it's 6 is put target creature exiled with this onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. That's pretty decent too. If you're getting rid of stuff, this is able to bring that back. So that's a good 6. That's why I can see the black and the green one by far. Those can fit in a lot of decks. You know, those.
Yeah.
You have a lot of, but red one is the haste and making a token. I believe that has haste until end of turn. That one is fire. The fire crystal. And I feel like the white one was... Oh, the white one... Oh, we'll get to that. That one's the life double life. So that one's also usable. Create a token that's a target a creature you control, sacrifice beginning at next end step. See, I think the red one feels almost the weakest of them. I love the giving it haste, but for 4, we have a lot of other things that do give all your creatures haste. So
right
in red, but let me get the white one up quick. What do you think about the red's 6 ability? I don't like the red 6 ability. I think that one's probably so far of the ones we've, well, no, the mill one is the weakest of the 4 so far.
You know what? I am turning a little bit in this discussion and just kind of going like, you know what? It's not awful. I don't think I hate them at this point.
So white one is if you would gain life, gain twice that amount of life, and then creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. Actually, that's not too bad either. You get evasion and lifelink. That could be kind of good for game winners in a way.
I don't know if I like the price. Maybe that's what I was more standoffish about now in my mind, because I want to say the price tag was like $10 on all of them.
And again, this is all them all coming out, so pre-sale pricing.
I still don't. I mean, because like medallions are good.
Yeah.
I'll put them in 2 color decks.
2 colors the most. I won't go.
But
3.
they're 2 mana. They're colorless.
My back itches.
You know what I mean? They're not legendary, even though you're not going to get multiple of them anyway. But that 6 mana just feels rough to me. Again, it's like if you don't have anything else going on, might as well.
I think you should think about the 6 part as like that's a bonus because you really are focused on the first 2 things. And like for 4, that seems pretty legit, you know? I mean, think about like the monuments. I know in Discord I said I would like this at 3 and then quickly shot down that would be broken to shit. And I was like, yeah, you're right. There's a lot going on for 3. But think of the monuments. Like those are focused on, they're 3 drops, 3-drop artifacts, and they reduce the cost of, I believe it's creature of that color, not just that color of the spell.
Yeah, creatures of that color.
And those get played a lot.
They do affect anytime you cast any type of creature. It doesn't have to be that color. So
Right. Yeah. But so what I'm saying is like, it's reducing it's really hindering. This is white spells all in general, you know? So this is hitting everything. It isn't being specific to white creature spells, you know? So I dig it. I don't play the medallions as much, but I do. I actually don't play them when I'm in 2 color decks, to be honest with you. And I think I said that in Discord too. I only pop those in single color, but this has enough of other things going on that this is going to go on my will deck because it's gaining life. So boom, that pops in there. It's going to go in my new life mill deck, and the other one will go in there as well. Because it has not just reducing the cost. And I think that's why the medallions turn me off, is it's just a reduction of cost, which is good. I understand that, but I want more things going on. That's boring. You know, this has 3 things, and like you said, that 6 is a lot, but if it's late game and you have nothing else to do, that could be lifesaver, you know? You're probably not going to use that very often, is all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think so. Maybe the way to look at this a little bit is 4 mana worth the first 2,
mm-hmm.
and I don't think you're putting this in many 3 color decks.
Right.
How about that?
I agree.
I think we're in agreement on that, and we're likely to put this in more 2 color decks.
And so these would go in 2 color decks for me, whereas the medallions I don't do that. You know, like.
Right.
These
it depends on if it's unbalanced for me. So like I have like Judith is very heavy into red, and so it's something like 60% red spells, 40% black spells, like, or really it's like 20 and 20 with colorless. So a ruby medallion's really nice in there. Like how much do you think that 6 mana ability has to count within your deck?
Not my. I'm focused on the first 2. Like really, I'm focused on the second one. Like that's the part that has to make sense. I agree. For me. Like if you're just looking for reduction in cost, get a medallion. Don't worry about. But if your deck has to have that second part, you know the red one's more on the haste. But even still, I would be focused on them. Like I want my creatures to come out and I want them to attack right away. I guess us talking this out, what I realized, you know, I already mentioned it, is Medallions will only go on the one color decks for me. I know a lot of you're saying you do too. I can see doing that as well. These for sure, I'm like, oh, I'll play these in 2 color decks as long as I have that theme of the second ability. I'm not as worried about the reduction part.
Right. I think it very much matters on the theme of the ability of what's going on there.
Yeah. So, and they're all usable themes, you know, like things that are going on. It's not like if you would gain life, gain 1 extra life. You know, like it's like if you would put 1 counter, put 1 extra counter. Like these are legit things that are happening. So I'm
sitting here trying to think like I can see myself putting the Wind Crystal, the white one, into my Treebeard deck, which is
life gain.
Yeah. Like I can totally see that happening. I don't have a mill deck, so that's just not.
You're not gonna
like.
Play
I'm
that
never
one.
gonna play that.
Yeah.
The red ones, I agree, probably the worst. Like giving things haste is pretty good, but you have a lot of options for that.
Black one would be if you're doing mass removal of things. You know, I guess that would be like.
I would say if you're like stealing opponents' stuff. Like that's a way to get there, because that's how you exile, is it's your opponent's creatures, and so if you're stealing their stuff, that's something that you could do.
And then the green one's just 1/1 counters. You're going to play that in any
that does seem like a pretty good one. That's probably an auto in all your +1 counter decks.
Yeah.
So when I said that it wouldn't go into Shalai Halar, it probably would.
Thinking.
I'm okay with it. Like, you're probably right. Just if it's in theme, it can really work in your deck.
I'm glad it got you back to like, okay, maybe. I'm glad we got you back.
I'm okay, maybe there.
Okay,
maybe.
Little Carly Rae Jepsen right there. Call me maybe. All right, that was my first pick there. So Lowery,
how about you take 2 for that
one? What is your?
I'll give you the green and the white one. How about that?
Why not the blue? All I do is mill.
Okay, I'll give you the blue one.
No. All right. What is gonna?
I'm just thinking about notes for underneath that nobody checks.
Yeah.
And I rarely do anymore. So.
Well, no. If you send them when it's these, when we have the cards, and I appreciate that. Like that. I like that.
I'm gonna go the Masumuni.
What was that?
Masa.
Oh, I gotta do it. Where is the?
One,
Can't even read.
Can you spell that for me?
THE.
Oh, it's a TH. Didn't you say it was a
the?
Oh, the. I was like, I'm pretty sure there was an M in that. How is the TH starting?
THE space MASA.
SA. All right.
And then probably just let it search.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, that one. There we go.
All right. I remember this one. Yeah,
3 mana, 2 to equip equipment. As long as the equipped creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. And then equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or emblem you own to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
I think you're building a death trigger deck here, buddy.
I might be.
Yeah, I think you are.
I might be.
You have a card from your commander, the knight or the black commander dude, and now this is dealing with death trigger stuff. So you're.
Yeah.
I do like it though.
You put this on Sephiroth, and then you only have to have 2 creatures die. It'll trigger 4 times.
Yeah.
Then you flip.
Yeah. The interesting part of it is for that trigger to happen, it needs to be equipped to something. So that. I like that it isn't like, oh, I just need to cast this and have it in play and it's doing that. It has to be equipped to the creature for it to have the double death trigger stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I like this one. That's a good one.
It's a cool one. It's probably pretty niche. Like, you have to have cards that care about the, you don't get any pump with it. There's no +2/+2, no protection. So it's lacking in that regard. I mean, the first strike is nice, but you don't get to choose. It's not provoke where you get to choose what's going to block it.
Yeah.
It just is like, it has to be blocked. Okay, well, I'm going to block it with something that's going to kill it. So I take it back. I'm going to use the green crystal. No, I think this is going to be
No,
interesting. I don't know where it goes, but I think it's I like double triggers.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I mean, add it to Tesa or add it to your commander, or the one that you just talked about.
I'm not going to build stuff. It's too expensive.
Just wait.
All right, what do you got?
What do I want to do? Do I want to do something fun or something just boring that's good? Let's do a fun one. I'm gonna do summon Bahamut. I think that's how I say it. Sorry, Alex. Yeah. Bahamut. This is a big, costs a lot to get out, but it's a 9-drop saga, 9 colorless. It's a 9/9 flying saga dragon. So this is where we get to see our enchantment creatures. So the sagas are actually creatures now. This is why we have the kind of the rule change for sagas. But it has the first 2 is destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. That's a lot for 9 to destroy 1 non-land permanent. But we move down to the other chapters, draw 2 cards. It's also a 9/9 flying, so you have that. It will not be able to attack that first turn because it will follow the creature rules. But then the third one is draw 2 cards, and then you get to the fourth one. This creature deals damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent. So it won't be this, but everything else equal to its mana value. This could be a game winner if you get enough stuff out there. So this one seems pretty crazy. And then I think I should go to the cool art of this one. Where is it? I think it's that one. Oh yeah, there it is. So I think this is this, does it say which Final Fantasy it's from? Final Fantasy X, so that'd be 5. So maybe we didn't play this one, but I felt like I knew this name.
X is 10.
Is it 10? Oh yeah, 5 is the V, sorry. So either way, we didn't play this one. It was 7 is what you and I both played. So
right.
Yeah, I think this one's interesting. It's how expensive is this one for price wise? $30, you know, that's all. It's a $30 card. This one's a $60.
Did it say 30? I saw 60.
60 for this version, $30 for the first one I showed. So
yeah, $30 is enough.
Yeah. So 9 is a lot. You're not winning the game right then, but a couple turns down the road, you might have the game in the pocket. So I think this one's pretty sweet.
Right. If things are stalled out, then I think you're going to be okay. But
yeah. So
9 fly is good.
Yep. What is your next one, Lau?
All right. Did we ever talk about that cactus?
No, I don't have it on my list.
I'm going to talk about that cactus.
What is its name?
Jumbo Cactar.
Jumbo Cac.
5 colorless, 2 green for a 1/7. And whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 plus 0 until end of turn. That's a crazy number.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of fun. I understand that it dies to removal, to everything. But man, that's a big number.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do some shenanigans with that. Also with the other one that does like the removal spell, there's shenanigans you can do with that one.
Overkill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
So, but like this and that's both, that one's negative 9,999. But yeah, you attack with this. If they block it, you fling it, and somebody's dying.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to die. It's kind of crazy just to think how big that is for this game.
Yeah.
And that they did that.
Yeah, there's going to be, I mean, you just give it trample and it's over. You know, like there's so many ways that this wins, you know, like, it's good. It's powerful.
Like, yeah, everybody's thinking, I think overthinking it. You just throw Rancor on this.
Right.
And you win the
There's
game.
a lot of trample stuff. It's easy. Like this is gonna kill some people by a cacti.
Yeah. I do wonder how bitter people would get about this. But
I think it'd be funny. You know, you're getting
how many times is it funny though?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good point. Like how long does this last. What is the price on that? 17 at this point. Yeah, everything's so overpriced. Because I mean, at 7,
it's a huge beater. But that's about it.
It's also a meme from the game stuff. So then I think that's also price wise. Well, again, wait until this comes out. We'll see how prices change there. I might do the other saga that I actually have a lot of sagas on here. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. And I know the Discord liked this one too. And I think this one is pretty cool. And I'm more on sagas because of my Tom Bombadil deck. And so a lot of these I'm like, ooh, I really like this. This is going to go in Tom Bombadil. So it's Summon Knights of Round, which is 6 colorless and 2 white for a 3/3 Saga Knight Indestructible. The first 4 sagas is create 3 2/2 white knight creature tokens. And then the 5th one is other creatures you control get 2/2 until end of turn. Put in Indestructible on each of them. So at the end, you're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12 knights, and they're all going to be, at least on that turn, 4/4s that are indestructible. This one seems pretty good but it's 8. This is still like all these are very high CMCs,
right?
But this seems,
and then you got to wait 4 or 5 turns,
right? But I love this. Tom Bombadil loves this because how many chapters it has of the saga. Because then Tom just gets, I need more like this. And so this one probably is going to pop into Tom. I probably will replace 4 or 5 sagas with the ones here. Because not only that, they become creatures as well. So this is pretty nice that they do that. So, yeah, I dig this one a lot. I think this one is going to get some use. And again, I like to see what the price is because everything's crazy priced. And that's not bad. $9.28 at this point. What is so it's the night
special art.
Yeah, that one's a really spendy guy. Yeah, Scott. Love the flexibility. Dislike 20-minute turns. Yes, that's what my Tom Bombadil.
Absolutely, what it is.
It's very fun. It is. The games are always different with Tom, but very stressful and very long turns. A
lot going on.
Yeah. All right, Lowery, what is your third overall? Hey, get the hell out of here with that Team Forest Walk.
Nah, he knows what's up.
The fuck out!
Did you hear the first segment? We talked about how that's just been squashed.
He showed up a little later. He knew the best time to arrive.
After Urza Saga
After that. All right. This is one that I found interesting. Definitely not up there on the most powerful list, but Black Mage's Rod.
I don't have that one on there either. All right, black.
Yeah. It's equipment, 1 in a black, and then that one. Job select. When it enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature, then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent, and is a wizard in addition to its other types, and is 3 to equip. So it's like, what can I equip this to that cares about dealing damage to players? Not necessarily combat damage, but damage. And then when you're dealing 1, 2, 3 damage, kind of like adding a curiosity to a creature that does this. So the question ends up being, what can I add this to have something happen? That is the thought that I'm having with it. And so, and you can cast a lot of non-creature spells. So I was just thinking that it's a really cool equipment in that regard.
I dig it. Again, we're getting a lot of this non-creature dealing in mass damage, which I like. I like that we got a lot of tools that are popping in there. I might as well get the big guy out of the way because it is good. And one of us has to talk about it. And it's one of the most expensive cards in the set at this point for non-commanders. But it's the wait, is he most? What is he at? Yeah, he's at 30.
Yeah.
But it's the traveling chocobo. Chocobo. Traveling chocobo. There we go. Two colorless, 1 green bird. It's a 3/2. You may look at the top card of your library. Anytime you may play land cards and cast bird spells from the top of your library. Really, it's the land part that matters to me because that fits in. This fits in so many decks for that. If a land or a bird you control enters the battlefield, causing a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So landfall decks, huzzah! We have double triggers. You just talked about double triggers on death stuff.
Yeah.
Your favorite thing is landfall. Hey, why not double trigger that? And now we do, and it's only a 3-drop. This is fantastic. This is great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Need that price to come down, though. This is way up there in price.
There's a lot of good cards. A lot of expensive cards.
All right. Fourth one for you, Lowery.
Fair.
And I actually will have. I know you said that mine counted as 2.
I'm on 5.
You're on 5. One. Oh,
I
yeah, you started
this
first. Yeah, that's right. One. So I'll have my 5th. And I have one that I want to pick.
There's a handful. I guess I got to go bigger than I want. There's definitely some smaller cards.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to decide. Which ones do I go with here?
Are you gonna do that equipment that's expensive?
It's on my list, but I wasn't necessarily planning it. Why don't you
Right. I took it off my list, so I didn't talk about it. Maybe that's we honorable mention it.
You could do that.
I'm gonna do this different equipment. I'm gonna go the Genji glove.
Oh, okay. G or is it J?
G-E-N-G-J-I. I was like G-I.
Genji? G-I? J-I? Whoops. Is it J-I?
J-I?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. 5 mana come down equipment, 3 to equip. Equipped creature has double strike, and then whenever equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase during this turn, untap it. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So it is only untapping that creature, but giving it double strike and having it be colorless is going to be huge. In my, like, there's plenty of effects that are like this in red.
Yeah.
But you give this to any other color and you're going,
another Team Forest Walker.
This is going to be interesting.
Get out of here, Cole. Get out of here.
Hey, Cole. So I just find it being a colorless source of extra combat phases for at least the one creature is going to be really cool, especially for those Voltron decks, especially for anything that makes a large creature like Haunt of Hightower, or like anything that can get really big. It's just going to be a huge swing when you can put this on there. So that's where I'm at. I think it's a cool one.
I dig it. I have a bunch on here that I would like to talk about, but I don't think anybody's going to like those. Do I hit the big equipment, or are we going to do that as honorable mention? No, I'm going to
do as you wish.
I'm going to do this one's actually really good. I like this one. We got it spoiled, so I might as well hit it up. Whoops. It's A Realm Reborn. So we had the bootlegger stash from New Capenna, and we thought it was gonna be amazing, and I have yet to see. I think I've only seen Ibukaki play it once for his squirrel deck, so he can make a shit ton of squirrels. Other than that, never see it played. But this one I actually think is pretty legit. It's 4 colors, 2 green. Enchantment. Other permanents you control have tap to add 1 color of any mana. That includes your equipment. That includes your enchantments. That includes obviously your lands. Planeswalkers. Anything that is a permanent taps for mana besides this.
Right.
I just find this to be a lot better than bootleggers. I like bootleggers has to fit with like, hey, I want to make tokens, or I want treasure tokens. That's where bootleggers fits in. This is just good all around. You could have this in your equipment
that
deck.
6 mana part is a bit rough.
It is rough. I admit that, but I mean, even think of that in equipment deck though. Like all these equipments are on your creature. You can still tap those equipment to use them for mana. So there's a lot of things you can do with this. I think this one will get a lot of use. What are we?
Yeah, I think the other thing too is like you keep on bringing up non-creature permanents, and I think that's good because those won't have summoning sickness.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're in a creature deck, those do have summoning sickness when it comes to this. So I agree in that regard as well.
Yeah, and I use Cryptolith Right, which is the creatures tapping and all that stuff, but that's a 2-drop. This is 6, but it makes sense. I mean, it's everything that's a permanent you can tap for mana. So I think
does it bother you that it can't tap for mana?
I know that sucks. Other permanents you control. That's kind of stupid.
Because then I could justify it being a 6 mana spot.
Because then it's really a 5 drop.
Technically, it could come down and be 5. Yeah, like. Yeah, likely are netting more mana than it costs to cast. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a big thing. I do agree. You drop this and then everything can tap for mana. It just depends on how many permanents you have out when you're dropping it.
Yeah. And Kelper, thanks
like
for
if you're in a
joining
token
us
deck, holy crap, this is crazy.
Yeah.
If you're in, I think it's a little bit tougher if you're in like a Planeswalker deck or something that's a little bit slower.
I'll definitely use this in my mirror deck with the Planeswalker mirror deck. This one seems like it could work pretty well with that. Because then I can use
most of your
they do,
tapping for mana.
But I was thinking the Planeswalkers would be nice. But yeah,
I can agree with that.
But
you're
only getting 1 to 2 Planeswalkers out typically at a time before they get killed. So really, it's the mirror that are doing it. So yeah,
because you have 2 3 mana artifacts that you can like tap legendary permanents to gain mana too. Like that, I would probably just rather run that in a Planeswalker deck than this.
Yeah. I'll say Kelper did say, hey, he joined us live, so I wanted to give him a shout out on that too. Thanks for joining us on that, Kelper. Okay, so do you have honorable mentions? Let's talk about that equipment really quick.
I did not actually put it on my list, but yeah, I understand that it's really good.
The life one? Is that what you're talking about? This one?
No, I don't like that one.
Oh, you don't like this one?
The one that you get to cast 3 spells from your hand. That's a $60 card.
Oh, which one is that? I didn't write it down.
I'll go find it. You can talk about this.
Well, no, it's just what is it? A tier and pre-win. I wish you were reading these. Equipped creature has base power, toughness, XX, where X is your life total. I thought that one's pretty good. It's really high in the CMC on both the attach and the casting part, so that's why I didn't really have that.
That's why I don't like it. Great in Captain America. Buster Sword.
Oh yeah, Buster. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, Buster Sword.
So +3/+2, 3 mana, come down, 2 to equip. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the damage, without paying its mana cost. I think it's a really cool card. My problem is that you have to deal the damage. There's no evasion.
Right, there's no evasion.
No protection.
That's exactly why I didn't put it on my list.
Right.
That was my exact
I think it's going to go do cool stuff if your commander or your deck has some sort of evasion. Like you'll be able to get that damage in, but that's where I'm putting this if I have it. And if it stays $50, I will never have it.
Yeah. So, I'm noticing like a trend with this set is very high CMC stuff because I really like. I want to show you this one. We talked about this one in the Discord. I love this card. Oh, come on.
Can't see it if we can't spell it.
Adamantoise. I like this dude, but he's 8 to come out. But it's the ancient Adamantoise. It's the big turtle. It's a 5 and 3 green. 820. It is vigilance, ward 3. Damage isn't removed from this creature during cleanup step, so it's going to continually get lower on its butt. All damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control is dealt to this creature instead. But when it dies, you exile and create 10 tapped treasure tokens. Like, this seems nuts. Like, this is freaking sweet. I want this in my my Felithar deck, because it's a big butt, so it's actually swinging in for 20, and then it's gonna give me treasures and all that fun stuff. The problem is it's 8. And that's what I'm noticing with a lot of this stuff that we've been talking about. It's like really high CMC stuff, and I mean it feels more like a commander set because of that, than a standard set because everything's so huge. Mm-hmm. People are gonna open this opening weekend, and it's just like, how are you gonna play this? I mean, in limited, it's going to take forever for this to get up. But when you get it out,
that's a gain 20 life in there.
Yeah, this is just, that's.
You know what? My problem with this card is that how do you represent damage isn't removed from this creature during cleanup steps?
Well, you just put counters on it. That's how I would do it.
So then why isn't it just -1/-1 counters? Or because you can manipulate counters, I guess.
Well, because then you get the front part. It's only talking about the butt. So you you don't see -0, -1 counters very often. I think that's old that we have that, right?
I guess. But I just don't like it that there isn't a real way to represent the damage sticking around.
I think what they've done is because of infinity token stuff, being able to write on cards, that we have now, they're willing to step in the realm of we don't need to have that kind of stuff because you can just write on a card now. I'm noticing that more and more on stuff that even 5-8 years ago they would not do because they didn't know how to represent it. But I think now, because we have so many of dry erase cards or whatever tokens,
that's fair,
that they're willing to do that kind of stuff at this point.
Okay.
What I want to do one more.
Okay, I have 1, 2 that I want to talk about.
Okay, so one we talked about in the Discord a little bit, but it's the restoration magic. Restoration. Fingers are hitting too many buttons.
Too excited.
This is that protection spell that I really like this one. So it's a 1-drop instant and has tiered, so you can choose one additional cost. So you can pay 0, target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Or you can pay, kind of the kicker. Yeah, kicker. Or you can pay 1 colorless, target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible, and you gain 3 life until end of turn. Not the life, but the indestructible and hexproof. And then 4 more, so 1 white and 3 colorless. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible, and then you gain 6 life. I like this a lot. Like, I use Tamiyo's safekeeping or safeguard or whatever that one's called. I think it's safekeeping. I do the spot protection a lot, especially since we don't do counter spells. We talk about that a lot, that we do the spot protection. White has the mass protection a lot, but I like that we're getting this on a white card, being able to just spot protection. And I would use this. It is potentially mass protection as well. So this will go in will, because it's dealing with life. It's going to go in my life mill deck as well, potentially. I think this one has a lot of use in this, and it's an uncommon, so I like that as well.
Okay.
What is one of your other ones?
One that I'm kind of liking is Poo Poo UFO. PU.
Yeah.
Poo. All right, it's 2 mana construct alien. It's an 0/4 flyer, and then tap. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And then you can pay 3 until end of turn. This creature's base power and toughness equal to the number of towns you control. So that part I don't really care about.
Right.
But just like a big butt flyer for 2 that taps to put an extra mana into the battlefield is quite good. Walking Atlas is a great card that already exists. That's like a 1/1 for 2. And this can block flyers. And then at the end of a turn, you just, right before your turn, you tap, put another land into play. I like this card a lot.
Yep. No, I dig this one. Yeah, that third thing, ignore it, because you're probably not going to deal with that.
Right.
Unless you're playing.
I don't know how many towns we got going on. Yeah. I did not read that far. And then the other one that I like is Stolen Uniform.
I'll get that one.
1 blue instant. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. Gain control of that equipment until end of turn. Attach it up to the chosen creature.
Yeah.
When you lose control of that equipment this turn, if it's attached, you want to attach it.
I almost put this on my list as well. Like, this one's pretty sweet because, one, you can take away somebody's, Swiftfoot boots or lightning greaves and protect your thing. But even at the end of your turn, now it's unattached from theirs, so you've now opened it up that theirs can now be targeted. I do like this. This is pretty sweet.
Now, the other thing, too, is that it doesn't have to be somebody else's equipment. It's just saying,
that's a good
creature
point.
you control and target equipment. So if you're an equipment deck and you got some of them fat-ass equipment for the equip cost, you could just switch it over, and then you don't lose. It doesn't fall off because you don't lose control of it. You still control it.
That's a good point.
And so we already have cards like that are in red, and I like that this is in blue. I like that it's instant. I like what you're saying about like kind of stealing somebody else's equipment. The other thing is that when you control the equipment, you can sacrifice it if you want. You can equip it to something else if you want as well. I don't know why you do that, but there's some cool stuff. Like if you steal a sword of X and Y, you get the effect. It's not theirs anymore. There are a handful of cards where you can take somebody else's equipment and equip it to your thing, but they still get those effects because they control it. And once you control it, which is what Stolen Uniform does, then you get those effects. Also very nice in that regard. So I really like this card.
It's very versatile. Like there's like, I didn't even think about doing your own stuff. Like like you said, like, let's say it's somebody else's turn and they're targeting one of your other creatures. Like, well, I want to protect mine. Lightning Greaves, move it over to that, instant protection right there. But, or the really huge equipment. That's a great point. Being able to just move it over for one like that. That's pretty nice. If you're able to move that Helm of the Host, instead of paying that 5, you pay the 1. I like that a lot. So yeah, I dig this. My last one was just, I had more, but I think this one was interesting. I'm all about that protection stuff. But it was Moogles. Moogles Valor. I like those Moogles. Because I like, but the only problem is this one's reminding me of Ink Shield. Ink Shield, is that right? Yeah, Ink Shield, a little bit. Yeah. But it's a 5-drop, so it's 2 white, 3 colors for an instant. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Moogle creature token with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So this could be a big swing where they're coming in full on blast. You don't have that big of creatures, but you can block them. Well, now you can make these Moogles gain some life off of it and not lose any of your stuff, or just protecting it from a board wipe. I thought these were kind of nice. But again, at 5, do I think I'm going to use this? I feel like there's a lot better stuff in white. And again, I don't use Ink Shield very much at all. And I thought we would, and I just don't. But I just thought it was interesting. So, did you want to add any more? Or we're at the 2-hour mark?
We're good. There's a lot of cool cards. We're not naming everything,
but we do want to hear what you guys. If you had to pick your top 5 commanders that you want to build in this set, or your top 5 cards in this set that we did not mention, we want to hear that in the comments. Let us know. There's Bill jumping in at the last second there, right before we're signing off here. Nice. Oh yeah, we would have been doing SmithCon this coming up weekend, but we have moved it to the winter months because we don't want to waste everybody's summer. So that is one thing we have done. So Bill is mentioning that. So all right, gang, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys
for listening.
Week. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Hey gang, the best way to support the CommanderSmiths is make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, CommanderSmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and more.